everyone. So based on the chapter videos from this week, I felt like this kind of was how I expected counseling sessions to go. I felt like in both videos, the counselor was attentive, they asked clarifying questions, and their body posture was open and inviting. That being said, I personally feel like in the first video, this counseling session was lacking. I wanted more out of it. I did feel like the second video had a lot more substance in it, so I would feel more comfortable going to see the counselor from the second video as opposed to the first. Within that second video, I felt like I could clearly see both the Egan model and the Smamby-Maddox model from our textbook. The counselor had asked this client, what was currently going on in her life, especially in relation to what they had been talking about within their counseling sessions. He had asked if she was still seeing that guy and why if she didn't really like him. And she was talking about that she wanted to still go out and do things and be social. She just didn't want to be left out. The counselor also looked at what the client ultimately wanted to change, and this was as far as wanting to do activities that she wanted to do, and offered some suggestions to how to make that happen. The Smamby and Maddox model goes further than the Egan model because the Smamby and Maddox model puts a deadline as to when to get this homework done. So the homework was that the client was going to pick 2 activities that she wanted to do and invite some people to go along with her within those activities. And this needed to be done by next week, by their next session. I feel like both of these models fit into the cognitive behavioral approach, CBT, which has been evidence-based, and it's still proven effective. This is as recent as 2021 by researchers at the University of Verona. They were actually comparing CBT to some newer counseling approaches, and CBT still showed that it was just as effective, if not more so, than some of the newer approaches. The counselor also showed great empathy skills. He repeated back what the client was feeling and those thoughts and actions attached to those feelings. I also felt like the counselor in this video showed advanced empathy skills in explaining, it sounds like you're feeling lonely, and this is at minute 3. I love that term. I had never heard that term before until I started reading our chapter for this week. Advanced empathy, how fun. I'm going to start really digging into it. I feel like this fits into Paul's prayer to the Philippians when he opens his letter to them by saying that he hopes that their discernment continues to grow more and more every day. And this is ultimately where I would want to be as I begin to work with clients myself. I am curious which models are used most within our counseling sphere. I know that the field is constantly growing and we are building on top of each other, and so we are adding new tools to our kits all the time. I also know there's been a lot of emerging research into mindfulness-based practices, so I'm curious to see how this is going to affect our practices when we start working with real people.